My name is Robert Burke. I'm an attorney here at MacElree Harvey in Westchester. I'm putting together a multi-part series on navigating complex estate litigation issues. I handle a lot of will disputes, and this is the second part of the program I'm putting together. What does a will dispute typically look like? A will dispute occurs when one of the beneficiaries of the will isn't satisfied or believes that there's questions about the will. And the first thing that the courts will look at is whether or not the decedent had capacity to decide what to do. Under the law in Pennsylvania, there's a presumption of capacity, so that if a will is filled out and it has the proper witnesses, properly notarized, prepared hopefully by an estate planning attorney, so that all the requirements of the will are there, the court is going to presume that the will is valid. So in terms of capacity, it's important that you try to get a estate planning attorney to do your will so that it's done correctly. And then the court will then have, there will be that presumption of capacity. The second thing that the courts will often look at, and the second kind of challenge that beneficiaries will raise, has to do with undue influence. So undue influence is not a situation where, for example, one sibling is trying to talk mom into giving that sibling more money and not give money to another sibling. That is not undue influence. That's influence. That's allowed under the law. Undue influence is something much more serious. So what the court looks to with undue influence would be situations where one of the beneficiaries has isolated the decedent prior to the decedent's death and has prevented other individuals or people that care for that individual from seeing that person. This gives that beneficiary the opportunity to improperly influence and put undue influence on the decedent prior to the individual passing. Those are one of the things that the court is going to look at. So in terms of trying to alleviate undue influence, make sure that you are in touch with your loved one. Make sure that your loved one is not being isolated, and this will assure that there is no undue influence going on. And that is one of the things that the court is looking at with a will dispute.